Let's be honest, who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? Hey everyone! The new Christopher Robin movie is out. If you were like me, you grew up watching Winnie the Pooh, reading Winnie the Pooh books, probably had a Winnie the Pooh stuffy, or if you were my sister, you had an Eeyore stuffy, because let's be honest, Eeyore's the cutest one. I personally, when I was little, I loved Piglet because he was pink, and pink is my absolute favorite color in the whole world. But Pooh, you just can't go wrong with Pooh. Okay, I guess the movie's actually about Christopher Robin all grown up, but all of the beloved characters are in it, and I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited to because I think it's gonna be adorable. In honor of this new live-action Christopher Robin Winnie the Pooh movie, I have 3 super cute Winnie the Pooh DIYs for you today. I'm so excited to share them, so excited to try them out, and I really hope you guys love them. So, without any further ado, let's hop right in and get started with the first one. Alright, so we're gonna start today with a cupcake DIY. We are going to make Winnie the Pooh cupcakes themed after Pooh, Tigger, and Piglet. We're gonna start with mixing up strawberry for Piglet, honey flavored for Winnie the Pooh, and of course funfetti for Tigger because he's all about the fun. Scoop about 1/4 cup of each flavor into cupcake liners in a cupcake tin and then pop them in the oven. Alright, so for my Piglet cupcake, I'm going to pipe pink frosting on top and add a drizzle of chocolate, kinda like how Piglet has stripes on his body. A strawberry slice and a triangle of strawberry Ghirardelli chocolate like ears, and I decided to add a few little chocolate dots too to fill in a little gap I saw. Tigger's next, and of course he gets orange frosting. And I'm adding some chocolate stripes that I piped out and hardened earlier. To keep it from looking fussy, try not to place them too symmetrically and just have fun with it. And finally for Pooh, I'm using a very pale yellow frosting, and then I'm sprinkling some yellow sugar sprinkles just for a little sparkle. And now because Pooh loves honey, I'm adding a little bee. Using bright yellow, I'm frosting an oval shape for the body, adding 2 little circle wings and white frosting, and finally outlining it all in chocolate so it really pops. And there you have it, a Winnie the Pooh cupcake trio. Okay, so the next project we're gonna do is a Winnie the Pooh sign. I think lettering signs are so cute and they're super trendy right now. What you're gonna need is a frame and a piece of paper. I'm using watercolor paper because I like the texture and how thick it is. And a couple pens of different thicknesses. So what you're gonna do, let me move this out of the way here. Try to center it, and you're gonna write out your lettering in cursive with the smaller marker. Alright, so once you're done with that, you're gonna go back in with your thicker marker, and on every downstroke, so in every spot when you're writing, when you're moving your hand down, you're gonna add a thicker line to it. Like this. If you messed any of the little spots up, you can gently fill it in so it looks a little better. And I completely screwed up that O. There. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your frame and take the back out and this little piece of paper that you don't really need, and place your drawing inside of it and get the back on it and play with it if it won't go in. There we go. And there you have it, one of Pooh's most famous quotes. For this last project, we're gonna make a Honeypot Luminary. This is gonna be fun. So what you're gonna need is torn up pieces of paper. I'm using brown paper. Also, you're going to need a glass container. I have this one left over from my wedding. You could use any kind of like globe-shaped one. I chose this one because it also has the foot on the bottom, and so when you flip it upside down, it looks like a honey pot shape. You also will need a little electric votive for putting inside of it. You'll need an X-Acto knife for later on. If you don't have one, you should get one. These are so useful. You just have to be really careful when you use them because they're super duper sharp. I've cut myself before and had to go to the hospital, and that was not fun. Also, you need some sort of like glue type medium. I'm using this matte gel that I have just because it's what I've got on hand, but you could also use a water glue mixture like with paper mache. That's basically what we're doing. Or you could use Mod Podge. If you've done crafts, you've probably used it before. I've also got a sponge brush. You can just use your fingers. I was kind of trying this out earlier. It just got super duper messy. I may end up just using my fingers again here. I got the sponge brush just because maybe it'll make it slightly less messy. So put whatever medium you've got either in a bowl, or I'm just using a paper plate. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your little strips of paper. You wanna make sure they're small enough that they can bend around the surface of your pot. I'm just kind of painting the medium on both sides. You wanna make sure to get it completely saturated with whatever you're using to get it to stick to your pot. And then you're gonna take it and you're just gonna smooth it on. This is still gonna get messy, even doing it like this, because I've gotta smooth it onto the pot. So I may just go ahead and get my hands dirty. But yeah, you're just gonna keep doing that over and over again. Do a longer one here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it this way. You can just dip it all in there and just wipe off the excess with your fingers. But yeah, you're gonna get super messy doing this, but like that's part of the fun of crafting, right? You're gonna wanna try to not get too much of the medium on your jar because you don't want gloppies all over it. So I'm just gonna keep on going, smooth and stick. And it's okay to overlap it. I mean, you're not gonna wanna put a million layers on, but it's okay to overlap. And that kind of patchwork look is gonna make the final texture look pretty cool, I think. One thing I do want to point out, at some point you're going to want to put something underneath the pot to protect whatever you're working on if you don't want it to get ickies all over it. I forgot to do that before I started. Okay guys, I am going to go ahead and finish this and let it dry, and I will meet you back here when that is all done and show you the next step. Okay, as you can see, we are back. This has finally dried. It took quite a while. I don't know if a different medium would dry a little faster, but as you can see, it has dried clear. So I just have this brown surface to work with, and now I'm gonna show you the next step, which is carving out the honey lettering so that the light for the luminary will actually show through, and I think it's gonna look super duper cute. Now, as you can see, I have already carved out the H and the U, so I'm carving out the N for honey using my X-Acto knife. You just wanna be really, really careful during this part. You don't want it to slip and cut yourself. If you did this right, when you have cut each section of the letters, it should just peel right off of the glass. And when you get to the end, you can go back and make sure all the edges are nice and smooth. I'm gonna also trim up my U a little more to make the edges thicker so they match the other letters. And finally, the last step is to add the little candle so that the light can shine through the luminary. And there you have it, Pooh's Honey Pot. Hey guys! guys, so I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe. That would be so awesome. Follow me on Instagram at CallieQCreative. And if you decide to try one of these DIYs, please send me a photo on Instagram. I love to see other people's creativity and to see what they're able to come up with. And I think that is all for today. So I will see you next week on Tuesday for another DIY. Bye guys.